as well as today's MVP, Prince-Tyson Gulley. Don't know if you two want to give a few words on today's game to start off.
Well, just for an opening statement again, I was here when we first arrived, and I thank Mark Holtzman and Randy Levine and Lon and the Yankee organization, Steinbrenner family, and New Era. They really did an outstanding job for us this week, and can't tell you how thankful we are as a university and a football program that we're able to play here. I think it's very important for our fans, very important, for our players. And with the game today, everything's fine. People want to make things about the field, but it's football, and for both teams. Changed a little bit of the plan when we started to play. We challenged our defense the night before. I know Prince is sitting next to me, but Prince was there. And our defense came up big. Coach Schaefer and those players told them all the hype that was going around with the game and really challenged them to play well. And I think they did a good job. And I think right off the bat, the first play of the game, DeYoung Goggins comes through and makes a great play for a tackle for a loss. And that set the tempo. Offensively, if Coach Wheatley was here, he would say Prince has listened to Coach Wheatley today and finally came through. But Prince has been a player that has really worked hard, played with injury, has really come a long way in our program. And I couldn't be prouder of him sitting next to me. He's a well-deserved MVP trophy, and I'm really proud of this football team, especially these seniors.
Prince, congratulations. Do you want to give a few thoughts on your experience today?
You never give up an opportunity for the mic. I know that.
I just want to say thank the Yankee Stadium, all the Yankee people that helped us with a good situation coming here, and I want to thank coaches for believing in me. He's right, I have came a long way, and just keep on believing in me and everything. Thank you.
Folks, we have two wireless mics on the side. If you can kindly raise your hand before asking the question. Questions for either coach or for Prince? On the right side here.
Doug, you said you changed things a little bit because of the weather. Was it a lot towards the run game? I mean, did you have the flexibility built into the game plan that you run a pass more if it were drier?
Yeah, I think with the system that we run, we have the flexibility to go either way, whatever's working for us. And it wasn't that things weren't working for us. I think it was a difficult time for not only Ryan, but also Gino. You can see that ball coming out a little bit. I think the officials did a good job trying to get the balls in and out. With the system that we run, we put it on Mackey and Ryan to say when we wanted to get a new ball or not. And then, Prince and Jerome and the offensive line, the receivers on the perimeter, did a nice job. So, we kept running and just kept trying to hit a couple of different things, made a couple of adjustments, and hit some big runs.
Not to make a pun or anything, but was there kind of a snowball effect when, the run started working and so you went to it more?
Well, the footing was tough in the one end, and we felt very comfortable. We've done this before. It's not like you can look at us and say, wow, they totally shifted gears, or they totally went the other way. It was a part of our game that was able to take over and be very successful for us. And, the players, that's the one thing I'm proud of about the offense. And everyone knows that, near the end of the year when we started to become more balanced, it really helped us out. And it gives you the opportunity when you become balanced to, when you get into situations and you get into environments or elements or whatever it may be, you could stick to either running or throwing. And we were ready to go into today doing either or. Whatever we had to do to win, we were going to do.
Gentleman on your left, second row.
Coach, it seemed like you guys were really clamping down on third and especially fourth downs in West Virginia. You didn't get a single conversion. Can you talk about that?
What do you mean by clamp down?
They didn't convert at all.
They didn't?
Yeah, they were 0 for 11 combined. 0 for 12 combined on third and fourth down.
Well, I think that, again, when you put them in tough situations, when you look at our third downs, we made a couple of critical ones, third and longs, early in the game. And then after that, we kept everything in sync, and we were able to convert them. at times when we didn't, we had a penalty, we didn't convert. And I think that, without knowing, I think that our defense did a good job, keeping them out of sync, keeping them in long distances, keeping them backed up a little bit, or might have changed their plan when they were coming out. They ran the ball. And we were able to make plays. I think it was very difficult, today, obviously, to throw the ball, even though, they made a good play, we made a couple of plays.
Over to your right there, bro.
Doug, after last season ended with the disappointing losing streak, to come back this year and go 6-1 down the stretch, to win on the road, to win close games, how do you kind of put that change in perspective from going, straight losses down the stretch to winning pretty much every game you needed to?
I don't know if I put it into words, but I know my feeling. It's, the players, the leadership that we had. I really think it was important, I said this out there, we really appreciate what the men and women of our military do, but I don't know if I can never put it into words, how I feel about them for what they do for all of us in this room. But I don't even think I could put into words of what they did for us in our experience at Fort Drum. And, that experience passed along to our players, and our players, the communication between them and how close this team was. And Michael, I've said this before, out of all the teams since I've been here, this was the closest team that I've coached.
On your left, all the way to the back.
Hey Tyson, what do you think about the holes you had to run through today and the play of the offensive line in front of you?
Our linemen came out to play. They opened up a lot of good holes, and it made me and Jerome, it made it very easy for us to pick where we were going, and they did a real great job for us, and I credit them for that.
You really have come a long way.
Gentlemen, all the way to your right here.
Coach, just for you being from here, the significance of winning this again here at the stadium in this borough?
I feel good. I should play more games in the borough of the Bronx. But no, it does. It's very special to me. But for me to talk about what's special for me today, it would really not put in perspective, how I feel about this team. But I think it was special for our team. We have a lot of players from this area. I said this before. A lot of players whose family can't make that trip, up to Syracuse, for games. They were able to come, and I think that it's special. It's become winning the second one, it's become a special place for all of us.
Jerry?
It's been a special place for me.
Sorry. Doug, considering your history in this conference, what's sort of your feeling now, knowing this was your last game in the Big East?
I mean, I've answered that before. I said the one thing I do give a lot of. See, when I played it, we weren't in the Big East. We were major independent, and we played pretty much the same teams every year. So, I'm not going to rehash, my personal feelings of what I thought about, Northeastern football. I mean, that's well documented. But I would like to say that, Nick Corporelli, Terry McCauley, and the Big East office, I thought they really did a good job of, being professional in our last year going forward, keeping me informed of things that were going on with rules and officials and bowls and I give them a lot of credit for that, and we look forward to going to the Atlantic Coast Conference. We really haven't talked about it as much as a team, but I'm very happy that we have we are going into a conference that's both competitive, not only athletically in all men's and women's sports, but also very competitive, educationally and academically.
Coach, how would you compare the two experiences, the last Pinstripe Bowl and this one for you?
Two different experiences, totally. And that's a credit to New Era, the Yankee organization, really. Because I've done this before. I went to back-to-back bowls when I was at Georgia Tech, and we won the first year, it was great, all the kids were excited. The second time coming around, we didn't play as well. And I myself personally, I can't speak for the head coaches or the other coaches that were involved. I was like, I just don't know, if the players like, oh, here we go again, we're doing this or we're doing that. It was like the same thing. But that's where I give a lot of credit to this bowl. And I really think that from the first year to this year, from my eyes and my perspective, this bowl's really stepped it up. I mean, this is outstanding, really what they're doing. And I put it on level to anyone, any other bowl that I've been to. And I've been to an SEC championship game, I've been to a couple of them, but I'm impressed with Mark.
As are we. Just a couple more questions for the guys here. Over to the far right here in the middle.
Coach, I know Prince addressed it just a few minutes ago, but this offensive line, the last 8 games, all playing together after Justin missed the first 4. How proud are you of them, especially considering your former offensive line and the job that they did today?
Well, a couple of things happened. You're correct. And Justin came back, and he brings a toughness, to not only the unit, not only to the offensive unit, but also to the team. He's been a very, very good player for us. But then we were able to move Sean Hickey over the right tackle, that kind of upgraded line. And Rob Trudeau was injured and kind of getting better and better as the year went on, first-year player. And then Mackey has been as solid can be, and Zach Chabane has played a lot. So, you're talking about a bunch of guys that are very proud to block for guys like Prince and Jerome and Ashton, and protect for people like Ryan and the receivers. So there's a lot of pride. There's a lot of things that go on that I don't think people on the outside can ever really understand, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. They truly like each other. They truly believe in one another. They pull for each other to be successful. And I think that when you have that going on, that type of culture within that unit, you have a chance to be successful. And I was very proud of that.
Last question here with Mark on your left.
Prince, I know that it's a challenge when snow's coming down, the field's a little uncertain, but on some level, is it just kind of sheer fun to play in a game like this?
It was definitely fun. Coach kept on saying it was just like playing at home in Akron. So it was very fun.
Have you played in like this, like at home and in school, or in your backyard, or at the park? Or?
In Pee-wees, I played in something like this, but not in high school or anything. But it was fun.
Gentlemen, thank you. Congratulations.
Great.
For those photographers that are here, we have